For more on International Play Day, we are joined by Penreach ECD Programme Manager Modupi Mazibuko. Very good evening to you, Modupi. Thank you so much for your time. Play Day and playing is essential, but it's a luxury for some. Talk to us about the significance of this day.
Thank you very much, and good evening to your viewers. Firstly, I must note that as an organization, Penreach, we greatly focus on the educational excellence. And one of the programs that we implement is early childhood development, where we really focus on cementing the support for early childhood care and education for children under the age of 5. So play being celebrated and also being praised by the International Assembly and different organizations and countries. We felt also as an organization that it's very vital that we can support play in our improvement of education at an early stage for young children in our communities. And these are the many children that, as we've mentioned, rightfully so, that these are many children that we have found that are in disadvantaged communities. So playing, it's very vital for their development. And as an organization, we really solidify efforts in ensuring that we can afford our children the right to play. And that in itself is actually embracing the importance of play in our communities, as well as in our approach in supporting play in general.
The right to play, I mean, that's an important aspect of our conversation. Expand a little bit on that when you talk about ensuring that children are in line with their right to play, because it's not always possible.
Yes, no, as you mentioned that, I think we have seen that in many of our situations in our communities, there are a lot of social ills that many of our children are faced with. And given the right to play, it's also important that we can enhance that sort of opportunity and support for young children in our communities. And this is why we are very firm in our approach as an organization that we want to make sure that we support and cement the strong foundations of our young children, many of which, as indicated, that they are in the disadvantaged communities. So we really want to make sure that in our approach in supporting early childhood development, we can in particularly play and strengthen the support for young children. And as I've mentioned, that one of the key elements in our approach is that basically play is also being supported by the international communities, as I've mentioned, that the SDG, which is the Sustainable Development, which also number 4, which focuses on ensuring that we can enhance play for young children in our communities. So that is why, as an organization, we really want to ensure that we can strengthen play for young children for their development at an early stage.
Yeah, as we try and develop young children, we know that there are social ills which speak to the safety of children. It's all very well to tell a child to get off the tablet or get away from the television to play outside, but safety needs to be prioritized. How far does your program go in expanding when it comes to safety, teaching children how to be safe and what to do in the event that there is some sort of threat as they play?
Yeah, so you are right, because one of the things that we do, as I've mentioned, that we primarily work with is early childhood development centers. We go into these ECD centers and we support them into the right to play, and also how to ensure that children are safe in the endeavor in terms of play. You would also recall that in our country we have faced many of such situations where children have been faced with very dangerous situations when it comes to play, and actually end up in where situations where we've had loss of life for young children. So that is why it's very important that in our approach and in our talks with early child development centers, and especially particularly children, we can really ensure that we speak to the safety around play, the places where they need to be playing at, and also some of the activities that are very dangerous to their their surrounding, that they must be aware of their surrounding in terms of play. And I think that's where maybe we also need to bring the element of other stakeholders that are involved, like your municipalities, your other partners, that we can ensure that in many of our communities we can have very healthy recreational facilities where children can be afforded the opportunity to play. And that is actually what is missing in our communities, in our analysis, in our supporting many of these children in disadvantaged communities, that we lack, or we do not have suitable access for children to play. And that is why in our approach as an organization, we really want to emphasize and calling all other partners, not only as an organization, but we want to really ensure that we can call in other partners, and especially at the local government position, that we can enhance the development of young children for play. So that is why even in our activities today, that we have had the many partners that join in and really ensuring that we can support the development of young children in our communities.
Modupi, as you speak about the importance of play and really emphasizing why it's an imperative part of early childhood development, we know that it comes with some threats when it comes to the impact of technology, as well as the real challenges that children could be facing in their homes when it comes to their safety inside the home and not being allowed to play. What are some of the other challenges which come to the forefront as you emphasize the importance of play?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges is that we have seen that children do not have or observe adults, and that's why adults play. And that's why we in our approach as an organization, we really feel that it is important that we as adults as well, that we can showcase that it is very well good for us as an adult as well to play with children, and that the interaction between adult and a child playing is very important in the development of children. And so that is why in our efforts that we also want to say, not only is play limited to children, but also it's very important that adults as well can play with children. And hence in our activities, we as I've mentioned before, that we call on other stakeholders, as well as the local adults, the adults themselves as well, to actually play with the children. So that in itself, I think it's one of the challenges that we speak about play, but we as adults, we don't really engage in this play activities. So I think it's very important for households to really emphasize or partake in, as adults, to partake in play with the children. So I think that is one of the major things that we've seen that is perhaps maybe lacking as part of what we have also alluded in terms of technology, that maybe children spend more time or parents spend more effort in buying expensive toys, and children perhaps maybe engaging in digital gadgets that really takes more time. But I think what we want to emphasize, that we want to see more of adults, as adults, that we can engage in play with children, and that actually enhances the development of children.
Very well. Thank you so much for weighing in on this discussion around International Play Day, how crucial it is. And that was Penreach ECD Programme Manager Modupi Mazibuko.